Okay, on the Peristone YouTube channel today, we're at the Talmudic village, which is in the northern part of Israel. And my guide Yossi is with me, and I've asked him to describe, this is copied after an ancient olive press. And I want you to keep in mind, while he's talking about the crushing of the olives, how this works, keep in mind the anointing, which is the presence of God working through a person that manifests the power of God in a person's life. This is how Jesus did miracles, of course, was through the anointing. How the prophets prophesied was through the anointing. And it's connected to the olive oil. When the oil was poured on their head, the Spirit of God came on them. And so tell us about the press, because you've been here many times and I haven't. So you're the master at this.
Okay, so the first part of baking the olive oil is to go to the rolling stone, which you see over here. The olives have been picked out from the tree and they put here under the rolling stone. Any kind of power or animals from human being moving it, I can actually do that. Here.
This is what Samson did.
Yeah.
They tied him, that's right, they tied him up. So the olives go here, and then this crushes
here,
it.
And the stone is pressed completely into a mash, which has been collected into a basket made mostly from date palm leaves. And then they've been taken and they've been put here, one on the top of the other. And when they're standing...
So the mesh is put here with the olives. Okay.
Right, or on the stone itself.
Yeah.
By the way, this is the reconstruction of the instrument, but actually the stone, it's original stone. Right, one of the stone that was found here.
Oh, wow.
So that's been here, one or the other, and then you push this, and it's pressed, and the oil comes down here, and spoil into the net to collect it.
Now,
That is one way.
right.
We have another way, which is over there,
Let's walk over here.
which is done in almost in the same way, by just a different pressing thing. You take the basket with the mashed olive and you put them underneath, and then you have the right here on this stone, which is original stone of it, right?
Wow.
And as those are original stone of the weight, right? They were found here. The only thing that's been restored is only the wood. You bring it up, right? And then you start press it. This is all pressed over here, and the oil comes inside, underneath, and it's being recollected later on when the work is finished.
You know, I read somewhere that in that day that they could get 4 pressings. The first was actually used at the temple for the menorah. It was the
Just
holy.
for that's
and
right.
you could also use that first for the anointing oil, the sacred oil.
Absolutely. We call it virgin olive
Yes.
oil till today. That's the very first pressing. It's the most pure olive oil that you can have. The very, very first one, right? It doesn't affect by any other environment or anything like that. So that is the first press, and that is for, first of all, for the menorah, for the internal light of the 7 branches menorah, which is the presence of the Spirit of God, and of course for all the anointed.
Yes. Then you had, if I remember right, it could be used for medicinal purposes. It could be used for cooking. And it could be used for, there was 4 things. I wish I had my notes here. There was 4 things that was used.
I'm in your notes. So the first one, the first one is the anointed one,
Yes.
and the most one. The second one is when it's pressed, it's still again quite pure, and that is the one that used for our salads, for cooking,
For the food,
all that.
yes.
Right. The third one, the olive oil, is a little bit heavier from using for those purposes, so we use it to make soap.
Oh.
And we use it for women, moistures, and cream.
Okay.
All right?
That'll work.
And the fourth one, which is quite heavy, it's used for light and for warm.
That would be the light in the little olive, I'm sorry, oil lamps.
Yes,
Oil lamp. Okay,
either
that was the
olive
fourth
oil or
one I was
something
thinking.
like that. And I see that as this 4 pressing, the touching every section of our life.
Oh, that's good.
Holiness, food, clean and beauty, warm and light.
That is good. That's great. Now, one of the things I want to tell you is I preached a message years ago and got a lot of comments on it, on the price of the anointing. And we went to an olive tree and we talk about how, first of all, the olives, once they get ripe, have to be shaken, and they fall onto a mat and they're collected. And then, which means they're separated from what they're familiar with. So when you're anointed, you're separated from others. Sometimes you can't do what other people do when the anointing comes on you. Sometimes you have to live a different lifestyle when the anointing comes on you. So you're separated from what's on the tree. And then the crushing comes. And of course, that's the pressing he's talking about there. And I did this whole thing on the cost of the anointing. And I said, if you want to know what it costs to be anointed, ask an olive. And so I won't go through the whole process of, he just did that for you, of the crushing and the pressing. So let me just conclude by saying this, that if you ever see a ministry, a church, singers that really carry an anointing, don't ask them how many victories they've experienced, ask them how many battles they've been through. Because I can assure you that people who carry an anointing have been crushed most of their life to pay a price to get where they're at. And sometimes people will attach themselves, and I think, what was it, Jeremiah Johnson, honey, that said that? Pam read this today in the room. Jeremiah Johnson was writing about how some people on staff and leaders will connect with the head leader and they kind of coattail them and they kind of ride that coattail. And so they get blessed because of the coattail of the person who's being crushed. So here the leader is being beaten and crushed and dealing with the criticism and everything. And they don't have to deal with that, but yet they get to experience the blessing of it. And so always remember that if you see people that have an anointing, I will guarantee you there's a price to pay. Just like the olive had to be crushed to get the oil out of it, you have to go through a crushing to experience the real anointing of God that changes the lives of other people. So Yossi, thank you. That's my little, I call it my little Christianese sermon there. He does the Hebrew side, and I'll give you how it connects perhaps, and I appreciate Yossi. Yossi's a great guy. He's been with me a long time. Here in Israel from the 80s actually till the present day. So he's with us, and I appreciate this. Again, is the Talmudic Village. If you ever get an opportunity, it's a great tour. It shows you a lot of what it was like back in the Roman time, back in the time of what we call the New Testament, the time of Christ. And so we're going to kind of tour around. We may have some other videos that we do from here. Thank you, Yossi. That was great. Thank you so much.
You, your family, and friends can now participate in America's very first Christian-based treasure hunt, with prizes awarded to the winner with an estimated value of $500,000. The Treasure Book is a fictional story of Perry Stone's daughter traveling the Appalachian mountain chain, using her father's clues to search for a hidden key that releases the door to her inheritance. In the book, a special key has been hidden that, when found, will award valuable gifts to the finder. Follow the rules, compile the correct clues to discover the hiding place, and then retrieve the key. Present the key to Perry Stone, revealing how you solved the mystery from the book's clues to be awarded fabulous gifts. The prize items were donated by businesses and individuals specifically for this search. The items include fabulous diamond, tanzanite, ruby, sapphire, and emerald rings, valuable earrings, bracelets, necklaces, and gemstones, elaborate gifts from Israel, including trays of bronze coins, silver Roman emperor coins, ancient silver Greek coins, and valuable Jewish coins of antiquity. The prize also includes gold, silver, and platinum American coins with numerous Morgan silver dollars, along with 1-ounce silver bars and silver rounds. Included are American Eagle, graded and slabbed silver dollars, and signed sports and celebrity cards. There is a major stamp collection along with authentic ancient Holy Land relics. Two of the highest valued prizes are a famous and rare 1,950-year-old temple shekel and a beautiful gold Roman emperor coin. Anyone of any age can participate. You will need the book, The Treasure, to solve the mystery of the hidden key. The search is designed for individuals, families, youth groups, and small groups. Work together to solve the puzzle. Many of the clues can be solved from your home or office. However, a trip must be taken to discover the final clues and the exact spot. No one who has in the past or present worked for Perry Stone or any of his ministries are allowed to participate. Eligible individuals can participate by purchasing the 152-page, full-color, 28-chapter book, The Treasure, to research clues to the key's hiding place. The book is $35, and there is a limit 2 per family. It is only available through Voice of Evangelism and not in any bookstore. Income from the book goes toward the Voice of Evangelism's 7-point outreaches. Order this exciting and unique book by calling 188-21-BREAD or go to perrystone.org. You can also request the book by mailing in your donation of $35 or more to Perry Stone, P.O. Box 3595, Cleveland, Tennessee 37320, and request offer TR1. Order now and be one of the first to receive your copy and begin a fun journey with family and friends to research the clues and solve the mystery.
If you enjoyed this YouTube content, there's an important website you should know about: perrystone.org. Perrystone.org is an essential resource for the latest books, audiovisual presentations, and digital products from Perry Stone Ministries. Resources that cover the same kinds of topics discussed in the program you just watched. Stop in and see all that's available at perrystone.org.